Oh no. Why do I have fuel leaking out somewhere? So today I'm finally installing a new fuel tank for my mini excavator. This is the MH12RX, and this one I think was around a 2-gallon capacity. I can't remember for sure. I ordered this a couple of months ago. It took a little while to get to me, and then it's just been sitting in the shed waiting for the right weather and stuff. Now I already did remove the old tank, and I removed that a couple of days ago. And here is the old tank. Now I'll show you the inside, how it looks now. But if we remove that smaller fuel tank here, it opens up a huge amount of space, and it's going to allow a lot more airflow to keep your engine a lot cooler. Plus, we're going to bring that fuel tank out here, and we're not going to have to worry about boiling gas. Now, I'll say one thing about these. They're not designed for larger hands to get up in there and work. It was a pain to get those 2 bolts out from the rear. I had to go up underneath, and I had to pull a couple things off to get down in there and be able to fit anything. If you have a smaller ratchet, like one of those mini ones, that might actually be a little easier, but I couldn't find any to work on this. Now, when I ordered this, I didn't really pay attention to the brackets, because these brackets are not going to work for this setup. This is made to mount on something like a sheet of metal or whatever. I don't have anything to put on here, and I didn't want to go and order more stuff to throw on here. Since this isn't really a structural integrity for like rollovers and everything, I'm just going to drill a couple bolts and bolt it straight to the bar. Now, besides the fuel tank, I did order some other parts too. I ordered some tubing. I ordered a kit where there was some tubing. There's also a couple fuel filters, so we can add a filter in. And there's a couple different turn-offs or valves. I put one on there right now just to keep it off while I was in the middle of all this stuff. And then we do have our clamps for all the hoses. I also did buy some of the different connectors, like to connect hoses together. And I bought a kit with these adapters to plug into the tank itself. And then the last thing that I bought was the Threadmaster sealant. This is rated for fuel, gas, propane, stuff like that. So you want to use this, not the Teflon tape that's for plumbing. So I'm going to go ahead and get a couple of holes drilled. I do have a couple bolts that will work, or they should work anyway. And these are the ones that came with it, so we'll still be able to use them. Now we need to put one of these fittings on right here, and this is where we're going to need that thread tape. And anytime you're messing with anything that's fuel related, you're going to want to use the yellow tape. Make sure that you're going to put it in there where it's not going to come off when you screw it on. And we'll get that tightened before we have any fuel coming in and out. All right, so the next thing is I want to work on getting this connected or mounted. Oh, those are the bolts for that. I still need bolts then. Crap. Yeah, I can find bolts for those easier. So the bolts were actually for this part, but I can find some other bolts for that. What I want to do is, no, not that from that side. So what I want to do is I want to have these bolted in. Is that going to be enough to, I guess we'll find out. I may need to get some different bolts for this. Alright, so now just got to get some bolts for this bottom part. That's actually going to be a little sturdier than I thought. That will work. And plenty of room for everything. Yeah, definitely going to be nice. Okay, let's go find some things. Alright, so I'm back after a few days. I had to run to Ace, get some bolts that I can finish tightening this down. It's crazy how much bolts actually cost for such a small piece of metal. I think that's going to work a lot better than I thought. Now I am going to add a fuel filter, and I'm going to put it up here closer to the tank. That way I can actually see it visually a lot better. Plus just keep it out of the engine and out of the way. So let's go ahead and work on getting this on, or getting this in here. And then we got a route to that fuel line. Now, besides those 2 bolts that I got from Ace, I got everything else from Amazon. So if you're interested in any of this stuff that I'm showing today and I'm putting on here, I'll put a link down below so you can look at it as well. So what we need to do is we need to get our hose set up. And since I'm going to do that filter, we're going to need a couple pieces here. Now, this one does come with the little hose clamps. And also the other adapter kits that I got, or that one kit that I got, it does come with some of the screw ones as well. So whichever one you want to use out of those ones probably would work a little bit better. All right. And then we need enough, do a little bit for the filter. I need to grab something to cut this with. I need a knife. I forgot to grab a knife, but I think my irrigation cutter will work for this. Perfect. And these filters do have arrows to let you know where the flow is going, or which way to set it. All right, and now we just have to work on getting our hose to the fuel line in the engine. And then we have our original line right here, which I put one of these little twist knobs here, the flow valves. And actually I'll leave the flow valve on so we actually have another way to turn it off before the engine. Let's see, do I want to run this out? Let's see how I want to run this out. Maybe I might want to run it out right there. I want it to be away from... Yes, so I think what I'll do is I'm going to put this back through here, and then I think I'm going to route it up here underneath the seat. And then we have our fuel line going to the engine, so we need to connect to this. Actually, we got to connect this filter first, so we'll get this on here, and then we'll get into that. Bring this up over here. I'm going to work on doing some sort of a mount up here for this. Yeah, so I think we'll get a mount there. And actually, let's pull this off. We're just going to do it direct. We don't need all these. And now we can go ahead and hook this up to here. It's starting to get a little dark, so we have a cutoff valve, we have a filter now, and we have this directly to the fuel tank. I'm gonna go ahead and get fuel in here. And I want to use the fuel that I already have, so let's try and get this out of here. All right, now before I put more fuel in, we should go ahead and give this a go. I don't know, it hasn't been started lately, so hopefully I won't have to do a jump on it, but let's go ahead and try. Okay. Oh no. Why do I have fuel leaking out somewhere? Alright, so it appears that I may have flooded it, and it may be hydro-locked when I'm looking it up. So it says I need to pull out the spark plug, I need to blow out all that fuel and stuff that's in there, and I may have a stuck float on the carburetor. So I gotta figure all this out. This is all new to me, so we're kind of learning it together. I'm also losing a lot of light, so I'm not sure how far I'm going to get tonight. I do want to get that spark plug out and do that part though. Alright, so we're back another day to try this once again. Apparently I was putting this on the wrong hose going into the carburetor. It needed to be a hose on the right side. I had it on the pretty much the overflow hose, so it was just flooding and locking everything up. So we're going to try and we're going to swap those, put the spark plug back in, and we're going to try this again. Hopefully I'll have it right this time. Alright, let's try this again. I think we're good. All right, let's go ahead and go over everything I've done, and I will be tidying this up definitely. I got to shorten this hose because this is going to be just a little too long, especially now that it's going to be routed with the other one. So I will cut off part of this and shrink it up here. I'll work on doing that here before I start using it. And then I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this overflow hose instead of just letting it sit here. So once I get that figured out, but it is working. We got it swapped from the old tank. And we got that old tank out of there, which then opened up this whole area up here for airflow. So it's also going to keep it a lot cooler. And then we got our fuel up out of the engine as well, so it's not going to get overheated, it's not going to boil over or anything like some people have an issue with it sitting right on top of that hot engine. Now I haven't done any kind of wraps or anything like that. We do have the fan, and now we have this, and it's staying cool pretty well even with just the fan. So this is definitely going to help a little bit more for those hotter days. So this is the overflow one, the one I had hooked up wrong originally. Right now I just have it closed off. And then I just need to put that filter cap back on. And then we come up here to look down from the top, and you'll see all this room that has opened up now. That allows a lot of airflow through there. And then we have our other hose right here for the fuel, and this is the one that you're gonna hook up to. And now we're working. So we definitely gotta shorten this up a bit, and I'll figure out what I might do is actually drill a hole and put like a little rubber grommet to have this go up and under. And out from under that seat. But we finally got it. It was a little bit of a pain for me. Definitely took a few extra days to get it done, between looking for parts, bolts, messing up things, and everything above. But we got it done. We got our tank up here. It holds on really well, even with fuel It actually worked a lot better than I thought it was going to with bolting with these brackets, because these brackets are meant more for like a flat surface. Now the only other thing that I do need to check into is I don't know if this was a venting. I got to double check on that. And if it's not, then we're probably going to have to tap an air hole somewhere and hook up something for that, so that way it can siphon the fuel out. But we got it all hooked up. We added a fuel filter for extra caution, keep our fuel a little extra clean going in. I also only use ethanol free in all of my equipment. And then we also have the shutoff valve added. So if you were to get a fire, or you just want to shut the fuel completely down, you could do that from here and then get it out with your fire extinguisher or whatever you need to do. But it could be an extra safety precaution, or if you need to work on stuff, you can shut off the fuel from there to make it a little bit easier for that too. But like I said, I'll put links down for everything if you're interested in finding any of these pieces. It did take me a little bit of research to find every piece that I needed, so maybe that might help you out as well. But until the next project, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to add a solar panel on the roof just for a little extra power and to keep the battery topped off. And I also do want to get a different seat to put on here as well. I do have a cheap forklift seat, but it's not really what I want, and it's also no longer available, so it's not really something to share either. But I'll see what I can do. I want to get a more comfortable seat for this one. But until the next project, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.